Hi there, I'm Matt Keene. Welcome to Creating a Future We Want, the Furrows series where I share just a little bit about what is going on in the garden. About our garden, we call Furrows. More on that another time. Today, it's about, in our garden, at our house, the perpetual flow or stream of friends, neighbors, and community members that come by the house, come by the garden and ask. Well, a lot of similar questions are asked, and there's a lot of the questions about the garden that fit sort of into a category. I'll hear someone say, "Oh, wow, that must does that take a lot of time?" Or, "Oh, that looks like that's a lot of work," or, "Oh, that's awfully tall," or "That's awfully small. Oh, that's dead." Poor cucumbers over here. Or it starts out with, "We've been thinking about starting a garden, but..." I swear I have one friend who's been saying that for like 10 years. Another neighbor is like quite an analytical fellow. He'll say, "So, Matt, how much lettuce would you say that you get in an average year? Just average, just ballpark. By weight if you want. Dry weight maybe, if it's convenient." And a lot of these fit into the category of question like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to do a garden? Hey folks! And so that's a challenging question to ask. A lot of questions go along with that, and I'd need to know a person really well to even begin to help them answer that question. Starling's eating my figs. Darn it! Again, frustration. So, that question, some of them, it's like, is it worth it? Okay, so I've got a total of a 40-foot by 80-foot lot that our whole house is on. Gardening, I've got 30 by 2 feet, 60 at another 30 square feet there, so 90, another 15, 10 by 2, 130, 140 square feet, and can grow anywhere from 100 to 400 pounds of food out of that space. So that's one question. People ask, is it worth the money to do it? When I tell people I start almost everything by seed, they're like, "What?" And is it worth all the time? Doesn't it take so much time? Well, yeah, there's a lot of front loading at the beginning, a lot of time. Just overall resource allocation of a life and a day is what a lot of the questions are about. And is it worth it, for who? One of the principles of our home design here was the home property would serve the inhabitants, neighbors, and the community. So our garden is, we hand off a lot of stuff to folks as they go by, if they'd like it, if they'll take it, if they want it. What are your purposes? Is quality? Do you want to have a perfect looking tomato? Gonna be tough growing your tomatoes at home. Do you want everything to look like it does in the market? Gonna be difficult. If quality in that sense, quality in the look, is not as important as maybe quality in nutrition density, well, if nutrition density is your priority, maybe it is gonna be, tipping the scales. Beauty, aesthetic, serving yourself, serving others, okra flowers, some of the most beautiful flowers in the garden, and say I would grow a garden just to have those. Not really. I like eating the okra. I will eat okra all day long, raw. My kids, they eat them before I even bring them inside. We have some friends that ate all our okra before we even brought them in. And so, also, is it worth it? And your timing, is it something you're trying to achieve short term or long term? Do you like failing? Do you hate failing? That might be something you want to take into consideration. What kind of information or learning do you want to generate about yourself, about life, about growth, about food, nutrition, your health, your well-being? A garden's a great way to generate a ton of information. Do you want more responsibility? Do you want more authority? Do you want to learn more? What is at stake for you? Do you have enormous amount of stress already? Will this enable you to relieve some of it, or is this going to add to it? What are your frustrations? What are your joys? Will you get joy by watching beans grow? Look at these things, 15 feet tall. What is at stake for you? What are your values? What is crucial to your well-being? Bottom line, get a little bit of great soil, plant a seed. There's a starting point. Find out if you want to do it. I'm Matt Keene. Thanks for visiting Creating a Future We Want. Is the garden worth it? Well, what's your vision of worth?